Hello, and welcome to my reselling channel, Flippin' Hippos. I'm Star. Today is Monday, so we're looking at what sold on all the things. On eBay last week, I sold a lot of my usual bread and butter items and brands, so I didn't pull up any of the sales to go over with on this video with you guys from eBay. It's just the regular stuff. I did pull up items from other platforms that were exciting sales this week. So let's just jump right on in. This necklace on Poshmark sold for $17, and it's really pretty. It reminds me of Mardi Gras. However, it's just a costume piece of jewelry. So I thought that was a nice sale on Poshmark. Levi's 311 shaping skinny jeans. You want to keep your eye out for these. These do sell pretty fast and pretty well. They sold for about $30 on eBay. I do the $20 start price plus $10 shipping on eBay, and on Poshmark just the $20 because they pay shipping. In this vintage green butterfly ring, if you would have told me 2 years ago that you can sell a ring like this, a costume piece, for $15 on Poshmark or $20 on eBay, I would have said you're kidding. That's like a $5 ring. But I have learned a lot about costume jewelry along the way. In fact, last week's What Sold video, I concentrated very heavily on showing you the costume jewelry I had sold in that past week and talking about pricing. I'll have that pop up at the end in case you haven't watched it. Madewell, $25 on Mercari. I usually start these around $30 to $35, but you know what? Any sale on Mercari these days is a celebration, so I will take it. I took an offer on them. And then I had a $20 necklace that sold here. That's the heart pendant there. I like when I get these sales on Mercari because I do feel like even more so than eBay, the Mercari buyers want things for garage sale prices. So I rejoice when I get the good prices like what I want. And we're going to show you some items on Etsy. Now I did sell, like I said, I sold volume wise on eBay a pretty decent amount of items last week, but it was all just nothing to write home about. In fact, a lot of it was items that were clearanced, low prices, older items I'm trying to get rid of, and a lot of costume jewelry that isn't, I guess it's not as exciting. Here's the thing. I noticed eBay buyers go for the jewelry that's $10, $15 usually. I mean, I sell higher pieces on eBay sometimes. Whereas on Etsy, they're always buying the stuff that's over $20. So it's just a different market, a different type of buyer, which is why you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket. Because I can have both kinds of buyers and sell both kinds of items. And once in a while, it'll crisscross and you'll sell something on a platform you never expected to. This is an elegant vintage faux pearl, pink beaded. It's a mouthful. It's really pretty though. It has this cool tassel on it. Sold for $24. This is a pair of vintage screwback. So these sold for $24 as well, but I wanted to show you these for a reason. Because when I started selling costume jewelry, I wasn't really familiar with these screwbacks. Maybe you are. I've never really been someone who wears jewelry. And I'm old, but I'm not screwback earrings old. These were like from my grandma's day and age. But they're not for pierced ears. So we're all familiar with like the clip-on earrings. These are similar, except you put them on and the back screws against your earlobe and holds it in place. So you don't have to have pierced ears for these. And so these screwbacks were like this. I guess it was maybe what clip-ons were before clip-ons were clip-ons. This is like a vintage, old school. Anyway, I wanted to do a small lesson about the screwbacks. They're pretty cool. If you find them, they're definitely vintage. And these are kind of different. I haven't really seen a lot of earrings that are olive green, but hey, somebody liked them and somebody bought them, and that's great. Just an enamel bangle bracelet, 20 bucks. It's a nice bangle bracelet. So again, don't devalue yourself, your time, and your products. You can price things at what they're worth. This sold for $28, and this is actually a very beautiful piece. It has a lot of different colors and shades of beads. Some are glittery, some are shiny. This was a really nice piece. It had a lot of it had a lot going on. It's got a lot going on, but it's a very beautiful piece. And it did sell for $28 on Etsy. Still don't know how to show you my whatnot sales without flashing my buyer's addresses at you. So here we are in the List Perfectly catalog, filtered out to what sold on whatnot. You can see it's mostly plush. I've been doing really well with my plush shows over there. I'm doing pretty good. And some of the static sales are doing pretty well over there too. So I like listing on whatnot. I get a couple of sales here and there for the static sales, but my plush shows have been doing really well, like 20 plus pieces every show, which is exciting because you guys know I'm trying to pare down how much plush I have and make some room in the garage for some new merchandise. Those are the highlights this week. Sometimes I feel like my what sold videos are like, I don't know, boring. That's why I changed the format this year, because from 2017 on, it was like every week we're looking at Gap jeans, American Eagle jeans, Old Navy jeans, the shorts, the remotes, like all the same things that we sell over and over again. I'm like, that can get kind of boring. So this year, let's just pull out the exciting items, the items that have a teachable moment attached to them, the bolos, the highlights. And then I'm like, but then there's not a lot to show because I sell more of the other kind of thing. So I say all this to say, if you're watching this all the way to the end, I appreciate you. And if you're still watching, you can answer this down in the comments. Do you prefer my old style videos where I showed you pretty much every single thing that sold? Or do you prefer this where I just show you the really good stuff, the highlights, or bolos for you guys to look for? Let me know. And then if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can also let me know that. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, the like button, and subscribe because it helps me feed hungry hippos. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.